nothing else for the rest of her life but to destroy Taverja. Um, and then she said like the same thing would happen to me. She said the same thing would happen to me. Basically, tried to blackmail me, saying like the same thing will happen to me, and that I Speak is gonna make videos about this. She kept bringing up I Speak like for a lot of it. She really likes to like she uses like a lot of other big creators' names and stuff. Um, and basically blackmailing me to like lie. Like she wanted me to lie, basically. Um, and that's when I was like, okay, I don't want to. I don't really want to be friends. I don't really want to talk anymore. So then I just like I went to sleep. I went to sleep and then I woke up to like walls of text and stuff. And she had made a bunch of videos about me. And I'm like, okay, sorry about that. I said, hold on, why are you doing this? I thought we were okay. Like I just like I just don't want to be friends. Like why are you making videos about me? Uh, then she said, "Oh, I don't want to engage further." And I'm like, "Well, hold on. You still made videos about me. But I didn't do anything. I I told you Diversion didn't want to apologize. I don't know why. I mean, I think I at the time I was like, yeah, she should apologize. Um, but then she was like basically upset that I couldn't make Diversia apologize to her. So then all that happened. All of those videos were made about me, and I'm like, why are you doing this? I didn't do anything. Uh, and then I saw her talking to Silent Nix, and then her and Silent Nix became friends. Even though I told her about Silent Nix during our live together, um, I was like, "Yo, what's this about? Why are you friends with the person who's like accusing me?" And what people are getting wrong about the Silent Nick situation is that what she falsely accused me of was gaslighting and abuse. And when she said that I made her uncomfortable, basically, okay, do you remember that live that you did with Patrick?
Mhm.
Right, right. So Tammy Clove, yeah, Tammy Clove, basically corroborated that. Oh well, if you describe it like that, of course, it's going to be SH. Like, of course, it's SH. Like, and I didn't see Silent Nix anywhere trying to correct her. She might not have said SH like at the very beginning. She might not have said SH, but she did say gaslighting. She said abuse. She said all those other things, and then let other people carry SH for her, and then did not correct them.
Mhm.
So she didn't start it, but she carried it.
For sure.
Yeah, those are like my experience, like so far with everything that's been going on.
Yeah, and thank you for voicing that because I feel like a lot of things are being misconstrued, especially with these larger creators, because they're just platforming a lot of things that they aren't verifying. They're just platforming it, which is very dangerous to do, especially
Hold on, I
towards.
want to address Oscal here. I'm
Sure.
sorry. Yeah, but that's not Silent X calling it SH. So you know how Chelsea like at first um, didn't say SA, but other people were saying that, and she was not correcting the record. That's what happened. She did not start it, but she carried it. And the reason she carried it is because she was upset with me because I did not reciprocate her advances. And I'm confident in now saying that after going through all of our messages and stuff, she was coming on to me. I was just friends with her. She was coming on to me. I was just friends with her. And then she got upset with me when I said that, hey, those comments you made about it, like autistic traits, like that's pretty ableist. Um, and also like the story there was that, oh, I just blocked you so fast that I didn't even see what you said. Then the story became, oh, he just sent me like a wall of text about how I'm ableist. I'm like, did you read my messages or not? Because the reason we had a falling out was because I said, hey, you're being ableist, and now she keeps changing her story basically. But that's okay because she thinks our Snapchat messages are gone, but they're not.
Mm-hmm.
They're actually not. And you know what? And you know what? Again, I'm so confident enough in what I'm doing that I'm willing to go to court with Silent X. I don't care if she lives in another country. I will go to court over this. if she continues trying to spin this narrative, because I already have evidence to the contrary, like how her story keeps changing. But the story was she came onto me, I did not reciprocate her advances, and basically she got upset with me, so upset with me that when I called her ableist, that's where these allegations came from. She was that upset. And do not tell me right now that a white woman wouldn't be upset enough with a person of color like me to levy false allegations against them just because I called her out on her problematic behavior. Don't tell me that's not possible. Y'all will back to Verja who posted pics of Diamond. You want to talk about the whole Taverja thing? Because I don't, you know more about that than me.
Taverja, once again, Taverja did not ask for proof. I did. I'm the one who made those videos because I'm the one who had the witness come forth and say that they witnessed Sativa lying about this condition before. And what Taverja showed was evidence of the condition that they've been talking about for months. And ultimately, if you guys have been paying attention to the diagnosis of which Taverja has been updating you guys on ever since she started, talking about the condition of her partner, it matches up to what she's been saying. That they have not been able to find a diagnosis, but they are treating the conditions as much as they can. There's a difference between saying that you have a diagnosis of something and then being in the exploratory phase of finding a diagnosis. And for somebody to tell you that you have cancer, that's a diagnosis. It comes on a piece of paper, a couple of them.
Hey, can we set the record straight on something? One of the people said 30K versus a few thousand. Do you want to correct the record on that?
I actually don't know exactly how much sorry, not Taverja. I actually don't know how much Sativa has collected, but I do know that Sativa's been crowdfunding, self-admittedly since before their son was born, which is a lot longer than Taverja's been crowdfunding for. So, yeah, because that's how much medical bills actually are. And ultimately, that's what you guys need to pay attention to. Medical bills are extremely expensive when you're actually paying for medical bills. It's not going to equal out to somebody's rent or somebody getting their car fixed or something like that. Medical bills are very, very expensive. And once again, Taverja did not ask. Taverja did not ask Sativa for proof. I did, and Taverja showed proof. Any other questions, guys?
Can you read the comments?
I can. But it's not just one person's floor. We can answer other questions. You guys are giving a whole lot of excuses that are not equating to diagnosis of cancer.
She's been through bouts of homelessness. A lot of people don't keep extensive records. She actually said so herself on her live that she keeps everything, like that she has everything.
Yeah, and the bouts of homelessness were before the crowdfunding for cancer. So, next. No, they didn't. No, they didn't.
You provided a sheet showing. No, they didn't.
We've seen everything they provided. No, they didn't.
Why is her health any of your concern is the weird thing?
The same question to you. Why is it any of your concern?
Why isn't it a concern that somebody who knows Sativa came forward?
So show it if you saw it, because I've seen everything. I've seen everything. No, they didn't. And I'll say this again for everybody that gets so defensive about Sativa. If I've lied, sue me.
Me too. I am willing to go to court.
Sue me if I've lied. Because the only one that's afraid to tell the truth is Sativa.
And, we actually do have, do you want to talk about the anonymous witness, how far they're willing to go with the whole court thing? Because we do have a witness we have an anonymous witness that doesn't want to come forward and do any of the TikTok stuff, but they are willing to give anonymous testimony to a lawyer. Nope, not her ex. It's not her ex. I'm telling y'all, multiple people came forward.
We have more than one witness, guys.
Exactly, multiple people came forward. Oh, PettyRo. Hey, PettyRo is actually one of the people that I talked to, like a couple months ago. Yeah, a couple months ago, during the whole Wombland stuff. So anonymous testimonies are actually, and this is Oscar. Look, maybe you are a lawyer, maybe you're not, but I actually talked to a lawyer about how anonymous testimonies work. Basically, the way they work is they would be allowed to give anonymous testimony to somebody, to a lawyer, essentially, and then everybody in that courtroom would be issued a gag order, so that nobody would be allowed to talk about the witness. It was not. No, it's a lawyer. It's my lawyer that I keep every year. I pay him a retainer every year. It's part of my essential expenses.
I also have spoken with the lawyer, guys.
Okay, then you know how anonymous witness testimonies work, right? If
Yeah,
you are
correct.
a lawyer, then right, no, it's a person commenting. But no, the reason they want to be protected is like literally because of all this that you guys are doing to us. Like
Yeah.
literally, this is why they want to protect themselves, because of what y'all are doing to us. Because y'all don't want to believe it. And I get it, like digging in your heels because you don't want to be wrong. And I get that. But like I said, we're willing to go to court. That's how much we believe the evidence.
It's not even about believing, it's factual. It's factual evidence and literally has not been debunked by any other type of evidence besides crying.
Yep, and she wouldn't be conferred that privilege. Everything that you guys have done so far confers that privilege.
Yeah, like, you're not a lawyer then. You're not, to be honest, because you're not a lawyer. You would know that literally there are go ahead and find, like, I'm not even going to tell you a specific case, to be honest. There are plenty of cases where they will talk about a victim and the victim's name is then redacted from public record. And then, like Jona said, people are then told not to talk about it afterwards. You're required not to talk about it afterwards.
So 2 things can be true. You're actually one of the people that we had reached out to try to handle all of this privately. So all of these people going, why didn't you handle this privately? Why didn't you handle this privately? You were one of those people because I trusted you. You were one of those people. And nobody wanted to touch this. Nobody wanted to talk about it.
This was trying to be
I'm sorry to out you like that. Like I said, I wasn't gonna like talk about like people who we reached out to privately who didn't want to get involved. You were one of the people that didn't want to get involved. You are one of those people. Like I'm sorry, but it's the truth. It's the truth. Like okay, like no, all of these people are like, why didn't you handle this privately? Not a single person besides the victims wanted to help. We reached out to a ton of people. We gave y'all context. I wasn't involved. Exactly. And that's why you didn't want to get involved. But again, that's proof right there. You are living proof that we tried to handle this privately and nobody wanted to get involved. And also like, why aren't you asking Sativa for proof that we doxed her, like we leaked her address, or we were harassing her son, or we spread her noodles around? Like, why aren't you asking her for proof of any of that?
Exactly. Because one thing's for sure, the same video that everybody's running around and saying that I doxed Sativa in, YouTube put right back up because there is no doxing. Oh, it's exactly my place, love. I don't know who's that directed at, but it's exactly my place.
It's not a dead name, y'all.
It's not.
It's not a dead name.
And like I said, if you guys watched my videos, you guys would see exactly where it came from. That name, here's a piece of information for you guys. The videos that I made before I posted them, the only places that I got information from on Sativa were from their TikTok, public Instagram, and their public Twitter. And on their Instagram, they linked a GoFundMe to their quote unquote dead name that was created that week.
Hold on. They called it a dead name themselves. You don't get to dictate that it isn't. You want to? All I'm gonna say on that is, being trans isn't DID.
It's not. It's not. And I'm not trying to tell you guys that it isn't a dead name. I'm telling you, at the time when the video was made, it was never claimed to have been a dead name before my video was made. Therefore, at the time my video was made, it was not a dead name. You could say afterwards, at the time that video was made, everything was concurrent, and I did not call them that name in that video. I just told them all of the names that they were using to fundraise. Because that's the important part. They were using that name, that quote unquote dead name, to fundraise.
Yeah, the trans and DID stuff. She went on like, do you want to talk about it? Do you want me to talk about it for a sec? Because I was watching that.
I also want to answer this question right here. No, none of us are anti-SW at all.
I used to be a former SW, actually. Full service. Hello.
Not at all. That's another lie that's been used, that this was used to expose all of their SW names. That's actually not even close to true. Not even close to all of the SW names. It was all of the names that they're using to fundraise for their cancer. Now, as far as what Jona was referring to about Sativa trying to blur the lines between DID and being trans, yeah, that's one of the videos that I have uploaded recently, is of Sativa on live, pretty much trying to explain that they are trans, and that they're trying to pick their name, and that they don't like their dead name, but then immediately switches into saying that they also have DID and like to pick their names, and sometimes go with some of their old names, which is not how DID works. And to try to cross the streams between a mental illness and trans identities is extremely harmful.
Savvy, you're on the call. You're not muted.
Okay.
I just wanted to let you know that you were on the mic.
My bad.
Yeah, no, just so to clear the topic, the trans thing came up at the same time as her claiming DID, and in case you don't know, this person, not going to use their name, thinks that being trans and having DID are the same thing, and then she was choosing the names of their alters, which is not how DID works at all.
Based on how they're feeling.
Based on how
choosing their names based on how they're feeling. Yes, I will never disagree with that. You can have both DID and be trans, but the way that would work is completely different than the way that Sativa described it. Completely. What are you, a professor? No, I'm just educated in this topic, and clearly you're not.
They say they were the same thing. Did they say they were saying? Yeah. And actually, we have every live recording.
Videos on my page, love.
I am friends with a person that's trans and has DID.
I'm not saying that that's not the case, love. Here, let me give you an example. Something that Sativa did say in that video, also trying to cross the lines between having DID and trans, was also that they were going to get top surgery, and that after, when they do, that they are never going to use she, they pronouns again, because they are no longer going to be feminine presenting. And that's not how being non-binary works or trans works at all. It's not
So I
just
want to
because you
answer.
have presenting a certain way that you use certain pronouns. The way that you present in your pronouns are completely, not aligned. And ultimately, those types of confusions are what confuses the whole DID process. You trying to say, "Oh, I picked my name based off what I look like, and what I feel like, and I'm going to." Yeah, that's not describing that experience.
Okay, so let's see. Yeah, Jonah, tell us about the live with Patrick, please. You think I should talk about the live with Patrick?
Yes, I do.
Okay. So on the live with Patrick, at least my part in this. First of all, Diamond, you handled that magnificently. I not so much. Basically, I had a panic attack, um, and then I threw up, and yeah, I mean, I have PTSD and agoraphobia. I couldn't handle it. That's the truth. I mean, I've talked about like my diagnoses before, and like I've even done videos where I'm with my social worker and my therapist and stuff, and I even visited the group house where people meet up for group. And in terms of the apology, what I am sorry about is the fact that I ended up getting involved into Black women's business. Um, However, I don't regret it because we needed eyes on this no matter what. And the moment, and I'm telling you, the moment Diamond started talking about this, the moment she started talking about this, she got mass reported. She got mass reported because basically, in our attempts to reach out privately to people, um, somebody had warned Sativa that somebody was basically going to tell the truth about what had happened and that people from her past were coming forward. Um, and again, that was our attempts to reach out to people privately so this could be handled privately, but privately wasn't working. Nobody wanted to do anything privately. They didn't even want to get involved. And I don't know how to tell y'all that BIPOC are getting hurt by her. Like, that's not okay. You guys understand that that's not okay. Like, I hope you guys realize that that's not okay. Now, the apology in terms of like asking for uh, medical documents. First of all, I didn't ask for that. Diamond did. It's literally in the name. Diamond posted that. Diamond asked for those documents, not me. I was just hosting Diamond's videos. This idea that you guys are going to scapegoat me into blaming me for any medical documents or anything like that, that's not going to work because Diamond was the one that made the videos.
Yep.
A lawyer could be private, and y'all said you're talking to lawyers.
I'm
Yeah,
not
and in the
apologizing.
meantime, she's going to continue to crowdfund.
I'm not
And I'm not
apologizing.
going to. Basically, the main reason that I did not make that apology that Patrick wanted me to make on his live is because an apology like that could be used against the victims in court. And if this goes to court, which increasingly is starting to look like it is going to, that could be used against the victims. I don't care if Patrick holds a gun to my head and says, "This is all over for you and we'll leave you alone." Literally, like he said on his live, "This is all over for you and we'll leave you alone if you just make this apology." I was not going to make that apology. I don't care if I was shitting myself and throwing up and I like having the worst panic attack of my life. I was not going to do that.
No, I'm not going to apologize until I receive the evidence that I'm asking for, to answer your question.
Are you still talking about it on TikTok if you're going to court? Because talking about it is fine on TikTok. What do you mean? It's
Yeah,
fine.
you guys have a confusion about you can only not talk about something if it's not true or if we're in active litigation, and we're not neither of those things. Everything we've said so far is true.
That isn't a fact. We have not said a single thing that isn't a fact.
And I don't know what Sativa has you guys convinced of, but no litigation is in action. Absolutely none. So
what you're saying right now can be used as evidence. That's fine. Again, we're telling the truth.
Nobody is scared but you guys.
You can make truthful statements.
Can I say something?
Yeah. Oh, hey, it's Allie. Go ahead.
Hi, I've been watching from the live. My name is Allie. My pronouns are she, her. and my profile is TheMessyNerd. I would like to say something because I've seen a lot of people ask, well, why don't you, if you're in litigation or you're a lawyer, why don't you handle this privately? First of all, as they've stated multiple times, Sativa has blocked anybody asking for proof of diagnoses. Diamond tried to handle this before when they were both mutuals. And as soon as Diamond didn't buy into everything that was happening with Verja and started questioning Sativa's actions herself, Sativa blocked her. And multiple people have, since forth on this app alone, have been blocked by Sativa for asking questions. Not only that, I would like to remind you that Sativa is a public person. They have a platform on TikTok that they are using to crowdfund. This is not only a private issue, but a public issue because that is where they're getting their funding from. For us to know that this is a potential scam, look, from a potential scam from what this person is trying to do on this app should be public knowledge. You should know what you're donating to and where your money is going to. And if some of you are okay by that, go off and go ahead. But there are some people that are genuinely donating to a person that they believe that is not trying to provide the bare minimum of proof. Many people keep prefacing this live that was 4 hours. I was in the live. Sativa showed pictures of them being in a hospital, them pregnant with their child, multiple things on an iPad. The information was barely visible. And not only that, they have accused that we have gotten this live down. It was a 4-hour live, okay?
Whoa,
If you want to watch a
whoa, whoa,
4-hour live
ready.
like
We're
we
not
had
ready.
to scrub
Hold
through
on. We're not
to
ready.
see what was happening,
Ali,
go off.
We're not ready for that.
But-
That's
Oh
spoiler.
no, like
Spoiler.
I'm not saying anything. I'm not saying anything of, the effects. I'm just talking about someone said that there was a live that showed proof. So I'm talking about that because I've seen that. And that's what I just wanted to touch on real quick. Is that it was a 4-hour live and Sativa has accused the people here of removing it. That's not necessary. It was a 4-hour live. We had to scrub through that to see what was happening because again, Diamond has asked Sativa multiple times on their lives, and even trying to be private about talking about this so we can see proof. Sativa has said publicly that they will show anybody but Diamond proof, but keep saying that they want to handle this privately. Please let that make sense in your mind. If you want to handle it privately, why wouldn't you allow Diamond to talk to you? Why are you blocking people
I want to
asking you
address
questions?
this comment. This comment says, if you presented the evidence, why not let the people decide? That's actually exactly what I did. All of my evidence is pretty much just laying out, the evidence for you guys, and I want you guys to make a decision for yourselves. The problem is that the narrative is being so far manipulated and stretched by other creators. So ultimately, all I'm doing is giving myself the voice to talk about it. And like I said, you guys are welcome to go watch the videos for yourselves. Ultimately, I feel like you guys are very, very, very far distorted on the optics on this because I feel like you guys are so focused on asking a Black woman for proof when I don't think you guys realize the type of harm and damage that will be set upon the disabled community from this. Do you know how hard it is for Black disabled people to get donations? Do you guys understand exactly, how hard it is for Black people to get donations just in general, even if they're not disabled? And the problem is with this, that people are willing so far just to throw money at a problem to keep it quiet, to even verify if it's true.
Mayo on Mayo Crime just joined.
Okay. I don't really
Who's
know
that?
who that is or what that means. But yeah, genuinely.
Honestly.
I never claimed to be owed anything.
And
I said
honestly,
I'm not taking my video down without proof. I will not be taking my video down without proof.
Genuinely.
Hey, respectfully, Black women are allowed to call Black women out.
And extend.
Black women are allowed to call Black women out.
Ali, you're breaking up.
Let Diamond talk.
Breaking up.
Oh,
let Diamond and Nerd talk. Let them both talk.
Yeah, I'm allowed to hold other Black women accountable. And I'm not very concerned on the optics of it, to be honest, because, like I said, between Sativa and everybody, this side is the only side that's been in contact with both a lawyer and law enforcement. So
Honestly, generally, what I would preface that has been put out there on this situation is room for reasonable doubt. Honestly, we are going to be the first people, if we are able to talk about this and handle this with Sativa, the first people to release a statement apologizing if there is tangible evidence of what Diamond has listed in her video. We have at this to not only down
The
working up
person
again.
talking is the messy nerd.
about the video. It seems like it's having a connection issue. Can you hear me better now?
Yeah, now we can.
All right. So what I was saying was what we have put in out there has been sorry, go. Someone goes.
Go ahead.
The evidence that we have put in out there has been tangible for reasonable doubt. You can watch the videos and make your own assertion, but the fact of the matter is the people on this side are not afraid to be wrong. We are not afraid to be wrong and apologize to this person with tangible evidence. What Diamond has listed in her video. Very specific and very clear, and the reach out method to talking about this has always been open on Sativa's end.
So I will say this, guys, this isn't everything. The 6, 7, 8, 9 videos that are already out from Diamond, that's not everything, guys. See, when you're dealing with somebody like this, you have to stagger what evidence you show, because liars will lie more and stack lies on top of each other until eventually it all comes crashing down. And that's what she's done. She's lied on top of lie, on top of lie, on top of lie. That's why we're staggering the evidence. And also because we want more witnesses to come forward. And it has worked. People have come forward.
Consistently.
And again, here's the thing about lawyers and court and all this stuff. Discovery works both ways. If we are lying, if we are wrong to speculate, she will have to provide proof in court.
To be honest, either way, the proof has got to come.
And we believe the witnesses, we believe the evidence, we believe that we're in the right.
Yeah, I have another video coming out either tonight or tomorrow. And probably more content will be coming out more consistently from that because, as Jona pointed out, we're dealing with a liar. Once again, about the evidence that has been shown, so you can stop spamming the comments on that. No, she didn't. She showed you what you guys think is evidence, but that's not evidence of cancer. She showed you evidence of being in a hospital, which is a picture of them in a hospital bed. But when I made my video, I was very clear in saying that you need to prove not only your diagnosis, but the severity of your prognosis, because Sativa claims to be end of life and to be dying and has yet to present a stage of cancer, which is, not believable, at least for me. And therefore, I will ask for whatever I want.
And how does end of life work in California?
I'm not sure. I don't live in California.
I'll answer that. They have to be terminal.
You cannot show a picture, and that's exactly what I mean. She showed you what you guys think is evident. You don't show a picture of cancer. You don't. She showed a scar that she's had for a very long time now. And
Hey, it looks like PettyRo wants to go live together. What do you think?
sure.
What do you think? Okay.
I'm not sure who that is, but sure, of course.
It's right there.
Well, PettyRo and I talked in the past. Hey, how's it going?
Good. How are y'all?
Great.
We're doing okay.
I'm good. Look, Jona, you know I like to ask questions. So, it looks like it's a lot of people in the comments like myself. We're just coming in the middle of the situation. So, I'd like to be able to ask just some simple questions so people know what is really going on because we're only getting the back end, it sounds like, at this point, not anything like from the beginning. So, what is the main issue with Sativa? Are you guys saying, like, I keep hearing that she raised money, she hasn't shown proof that she has cancer or whatever it is? So is that like the main issue, that she's raising money but she's not telling the truth about why she's raising money?
Hold on. Oscar will just refer to themselves in the third person. I'm pretty sure they're using multiple accounts.
Could be. This is TikTok.
Okay.
Well, to answer your question, that's a really good question. Ultimately, that is partially yes, the main issue at hand, but there's like, sub issues, like, the fact that Sativa is like bullying people into giving the money sometimes, and making people feel responsible for giving them money sometimes and stuff like that. And it ultimately, this was not something that was in even the gauge for me to even question up until we've had the witnesses come forward and state that they've seen Sativa lying about this before.
Okay. Now, how do you bully somebody into giving you money?
You pretty much degrade the amount that they've sent you. From what I've seen, I'll describe what I've seen. You'll degrade the amount that they've sent you. You'll pretty much consistently deny that people have helped you at all, which isn't true. And you'll also, like, from what I've seen, pretty much make it people's like sole responsibility. Like, I'll give you an example. One time, which I talk about in my video, Sativa was upset that they were not receiving, I guess, the amount of donations that they wanted to at the time.
Mm-hmm.
So they decided to post a video instead saying that it would be their followers' responsibility to figure out what happens with their son, because since they're not going to be getting the donations that they need, somebody needs to figure out, what's going to happen for their son, because they're not going to be here too.
And that video is up on her page.
No, ultimately at the time, I was still, we were never really friends, but I was still mutuals with them. So at that point, what I do have is a message that I sent to them immediately after seeing that video, because I was like, that was a very shocking video to see. And I was like, trying to, reassure them and, reach out and say, like, I know I don't know you, but like, if you want to like send me your son, I guess, for a couple days, like, do you need a break? Like, I don't know what's going on. But never responded to that. And I can only assume because I didn't send the money.
Oh, okay. Cause yeah, I'm just trying to figure out how did it get this far for people to even have to talk about getting lawyers and all of this kind of stuff. Like, what made you feel the need to talk to a lawyer? I mean, did she threaten somebody, or is it some kind of defamation of character going on, or is it some kind of what's going on for anybody to have to talk to a lawyer?
Sure. Actually, Sativa claimed to be the first one talking to lawyers and talking to law enforcement and stuff like that. And ultimately, I just, the reason why I talked to a lawyer at the beginning was just to make sure that everything that I was saying in my video, like, I cannot be legally liable for, because I'm not saying anything that's false. And I wanted to make sure, go over with the lawyer what I was saying. saying, to make sure that everything that I was saying was, legally fair.
Okay.
And then Sativa started claiming that they were in contact with a lawyer and that they're going to, they have this lawyer that's going to work pro bono on a cyber stalking case for them or something like that, which we do have footage of that. And then that's when we started getting in contact with our own lawyers to get our own legal advice, and pretty much told the latter, that that's not the case. And then Sativa later admitting to not having a lawyer, and falsely, I don't know if it was falsely filing a police report or pretending to file a police report.
I think I
Because
saw a video on her page or something where like law enforcement was on her porch or something and she was talking to them.
Mhm.
I'm thinking I did, but
Yeah.
I thought it was something about maybe doxing or something, or
Yes.
she was saying somebody put her information out online or something like that, if I remember correctly.
Yes, we have that video too. And they did claim that, and they also told law enforcement that someone was releasing not only their name, but their son's information online, that they were
Yes,
spreading.
I heard that too. Yeah. Okay, so we're talking about the same video. Okay.
That they were spreading their SW pictures online and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And on our end, none of that was true. So that's what led us to talking to our own law enforcement and lawyers, just to figure out, what to do about that, I guess, because Steve was never doxxed by any of us. That's just an excuse that they're using at this point to crowdfund some more.
Okay. So that makes sense then, because I think a lot of people are wondering, like, why do y'all have lawyers? Like, it's not even that serious. Because, like I said, a lot of us are coming in on the tail end. So it's like, why is it even that serious to get lawyers? But that makes sense, just to cover your own tail, because it's being said that y'all have done some stuff that is kind of, sort of, maybe
Hey,
could be construed as illegal.
PettyRo. Look, we've talked before. You know me. I've only ever told the truth, and if there's anything that I could say that could get me in trouble, I don't. It never leaves my mouth. I would never say it.
Yeah, I know you
So
say you keep a lawyer on retainer. So I mean, I knew you had one, but still, but just coming in on the tail end, it's like, what is the deal with the lawyers? Because it don't seem that serious. But when you put it in that context, now we can understand why anybody is talking to a lawyer. So now let me ask this: we got the stuff with sativa. Well, some of it apparently. So where does Taversia come in at?
Okay, that's a good question as well. Taversia and Jona are actually sort of in the same lane. My videos, as soon as they came out, Sativa got wind of my videos coming out and sent their followers to mass report my videos. And we have videos of that too. And at that point, I needed to keep my account on private, just to even keep my content up. So we asked, me and the other Black women involved, asked Jona to host my content, and the same thing for Diversia to host it. Now, the specific content that we asked Diversia to host, it was just my first 3 videos were pretty much proving that Sativa was lying about something specific. It wasn't about any of the diagnosis stuff that came afterwards, and that was specifically on on my channel. And I believe Jona hosted my 4th video on YouTube.
Okay.
Hey, I just want to answer a question that keeps popping up in the chat about my Reddit fundraising. Yeah, so I actually have I have a bit of a community on Reddit. I have a bit of a following there. Those were loans. That wasn't charity or anything like that. Those were actually loans, and I did default on a couple of those loans. They actually already got their money back through. It was some insurance type thing, but they actually did get their money back. I, however, no longer can get further loans from our borrow. But those were for, well, just whatever I needed at the time. And for the record, I believe the amount that I owe is about 5,000. So yeah, those were loans. I owe that money. I still owe that money. I mean, everybody has loans. I don't understand. I didn't scam anybody for those loans. Because I actually in that subreddit that they're talking about, I actually do have to provide proof to people whenever they do loan me money. And because I had that, you actually have to build a rapport in that subreddit to be able to borrow it in the first place. And I had the rapport and the proof that of whatever situation I was in that I needed the money. So
Just to address
that's
that
a lot
comment
more
right
willing to-
there, yes, you can ask for money. You just can't lie about what you're asking it for. Go ahead, PettyRo.
It was something else I was gonna ask about Versia, but I forgot. Okay, so I saw something that said Versia and Sativa used to be friends, but when all this Wombland stuff came out, like they stopped being friends because Versia spoke out about it. Is there any truth to that?
I think that's a very it's like an outside, I guess, perspective on the truth, I guess. Versia actually crowdfunded for Sativa twice. And the second time that that Versia crowdfunded for Sativa, right afterwards was the whole Woodland situation. And Sativa started claiming that they told Versia not to get involved with the Woodland situation, which then started this huge narrative that Versia ignored the warnings of a BIPOC woman to then go ahead and perpetuate harm against the BIPOC community.
Okay.
Which, even though Versia actually did perpetuate harm against the BIPOC community, I just want to make that clear. She made an ill-worded comment about racism, about what was happening, not leaving the door open for racists. She also platformed an anti-Black Indigenous person that was at the time known for being anti-Black. She did perpetuate harm on the BIPOC community, but Sativa saying that created the narrative that somebody in the BIPOC community told Versia not to do that before it happened.
Okay.
And that wasn't true. And it was actually perpetuated to be true for a really long time up until my videos came out. Because I was mutuals with Sativa. And the whole reason that I even got involved with this is because I saw the videos that Sativa was posting. She was posting these videos like crying, upset, saying that Versia was sending people to mass report them. And I got worried because I saw Versia crowdfunding for this person, twice and stuff like that. I'm like, why would Versia do something like that? And I also noticed that Versia only posts ever so often. I didn't see Versia say anything like that, especially on their page. Jona Savvy's trying to get you in the chat. So after after I saw the post that Sativa was posting, about what was happening, I reached out to a Discord server that was in Versia's link tree. And I asked to talk to the moderators of that server, and I explained to them what I saw. I saw that, this, cancer patient was breaking down that Versia had crowdfunded for, saying that Versia had sent people to mass report them. And they ended up putting me in contact with Versia because they were like, yeah, that's not true. I'm pretty sure Versia's not even in town right now. So then they ended up putting me in contact with Versia, who in fact wasn't in town at the time. And Versia ended up showing me, that what Sativa was saying wasn't true. That they had warned Versia, that Versia had actually tried to talk to Sativa about it, and Sativa had claimed that, she must have tried, but the message never sent, and something like that, but was still running around with this narrative that she did in fact warn Versia. And it was a very harmful narrative as Versia being somebody who is an activist on this app, talks on sometimes Black issues. and for a BIPOC person to have told you not to do something that ended up causing a lot of harm on this app, specifically as a white woman, it was just a very bad thing, especially for Traversia.
Gotcha.
And I got involved because I was witnessing how the black view on allyship on this app was getting so distorted. Like, it was becoming this narrative, like there's no such thing as an ally, like nobody cares about us and all this other stuff, and like it was becoming really destructive, and it was all pretty much leading for Sativa just to more crowdfunding. Like, yeah, I was mass reported, and like, Tarisha doing this to me, but donate to my Cash App, donate to my GoFundMe, and all this other stuff. And that's just pretty much how I got involved in what went on with Taversia and Sativa.
Okay. So what was Taversia raising money for her for? Was it because she thought she was sick or something, or what was the
She
situation?
thought that she was a sick, homeless black mother, single black mother.
Can I answer a question?
Sure.
I need to answer a question in the chat. Yeah, in terms of, so Victoria actually put out a video talking about how that will be dealt with privately. Again, I've apologized for basically being involved in the first place. However, if Sativa had not made videos about me, this would have been done and over with. Like, I would not be involved at all. Sativa was the one who started harassing me.
But also on that effect, I'm sorry, can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Jonah?
Yeah, I can.
Hi, I'm sorry. Hi guys. Hi, Patty. My name is Allie. I'm the Messy Nerd, and I'm also another Black woman in this situation. I just wanted to say to that effect of what people are saying. Jonah has also been helping to platform the Black women in this space at the time, because Diamond's channel account is still being mass reported and has to keep it continuously private. Now, Jonah is going to be slowly stepping back from the situation because a lot of people have been centering Traversia and them in this narrative, which is unfortunate because it's actively leading to the silencing of the Black women when it was supposed to have the opposite effect.
Oh, and in regards to like what I am and I'm not allowed to do, according to my private conversations with the aunties, lives are okay. Lives are okay. Me making videos is not, and I'm not making videos. A live is okay. They're cool with it.
Go ahead,
Okay, so
PettyRo,
what?
I'm sorry.
They're
What
also still
are-
actively helping us, like with this situation. Like not helping us, but help get this information still out.
No,
with
yeah,
Diamond.
I am helping, like I said, but like a lot of that help is going to be in private. I'm not making videos at all. The Black women are going to be doing that because, you're right. Sativa's a Black woman. This is a Black woman issue. They're the ones that want to handle it.
So I see people talking about victims. What kind of victims are we talking about, and who are the victims?
One of the victims that is public, her name is Pinup Savvy Monroe. She goes by Savvy. She has an experience with Sativa in the past about Sativa coming in and, bullying people in their group and pushing, their narrative for crowdfunding and then smear campaigning people and stuff like that. Pinup Savvy also knows the person who witnessed Sativa faking their cancer treatments.
Mm-hmm.
And they're one of the victims. We've also had other people come forward that have donated to Sativa and have been like blocked or cut off for asking for proof. People who have, noticed her donating from way back when, like, 10 years ago, and are saying like, oh yeah, I donated to her then and it was for this and all this other stuff. Like, those are who we're referring to.
Okay, gotcha. Okay. It's just a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot.
It is. It is.
It's a lot.
Hey,
Yeah, it's a lot.
do y'all want to set the record straight now? Like, I don't know. Like, people think that Sativa only made $5,000 because of that one GoFundMe. Do y'all want to correct
No,
that?
the very
That's
first
incorrect.
time. One thing I will confirm right now is that the very first time that Tverja crowdfunded for Sativa, they got at least $9,000. And that was from the little screenshot that we have. Tverja's followers were still actively donating to her at that point, to them at that point. Um, but yeah, from the first time Tverja started crowdfunding for Sativa, that was $9,000 right there.
And all of it was turned over to Sativa.
It was given directly to Sativa. It never crossed the threshold of Tverja.
Okay.
What Tverja did was share Sativa's post that showed their Cash App and stuff like that, and Tverja's followers then donated right to Sativa.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Okay. Well, I should have made a pretty good little penny. I must be doing it wrong because
I'm
I
saying.
don't think I never got no
I said the same thing.
$9,000. I must not be doing it
Oh
right.
my
I
God,
might
I
need
love
to
you.
ask her to teach a class or something because I must be missing a few steps.
Mm-hmm.
So, but golly, okay. Well, I think a lot of people, along with myself, we're clearer now on what's going on and what the main thing is, and it's just a bunch of branches off the tree, but we can see what the main thing is
Yes,
and
most
how you
definitely.
guys got to where you are now.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of steps that got us to where we are right now. And Jonah's right. There's a lot of evidence behind the scenes. And we're trying to, get that out in a order that everybody can understand. But the problem is, it was like what Jonah was describing earlier. When somebody lies and it's just lie on top of lie on top of lie on top of lie on top of lie, it takes up a lot of time. It takes up a lot of, video footage. It takes up a lot of time to unravel it and stuff like that. But we're trying to get it out as quick as we can. But thank you for asking the
Well,
questions to clear it up for yourself and others.
And
And
if
it feels a little
like, are
unfair, doesn't
you
it?
really
That
talking
like
about
honestly,
on your page posting the videos? Is that where most of the main information is, Diamond, on your page?
Yes, all of it's on
Okay.
my page.
Well, I'm gonna be mass watching your page tonight then.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Well, I'm gonna get
seriously,
off
thank
of
you.
here. Thank y'all for letting me come in and ask questions. I appreciate it. And I'm about to go to Diamond page and watch right quick.
All right. Thank you. I encourage you guys to do the same.
All right, bye
And
y'all.
if you want to ask me any questions, you can always do that. I'm willing to answer any questions from you, just
Okay,
as long as
cool.
it protects the victims.
I got you. Cool. Thank you.
All right. Bye bye.
thank you.
Yeah, I think that was really productive. I don't know.
I told you we should have talked to PettyRo. I told you.
I didn't have a problem talking to anybody.
Honestly, she was really nice.
I'm telling you,
I
she's
really
the
like. I'm
best.
sorry if you guys hear me.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, it was really nice. It was honestly a good experience. I'm not really even talking to chat about this. I'm talking to y'all because one thing I guess this is a conversation is many people that we wanted to talk about to the situation who have been spreading and convoluting the narrative did not, when they were actively informed to do so, did not ask to speak to the other side, which are the other Black women on this side, which is unfortunate. So it was nice having somebody just come in and hear what we're talking about and hear what we're putting down.
Yeah, the thing you have to remember. The thing you have to remember for
You have
sure.
like the sweetest accent. I fucking love Southern accents. It reminds me of home in the South. Diamond.
So we have to remember when it comes to stuff like this, there's going to be a lot. Basically, would you go to Amazon and write a positive review about something? Would you take the time to do that?
I have,
Depending on how
yes,
good it
if I
is.
really liked it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, the answer I was waiting for was like most people don't. Most people don't go out of their way to leave a positive
No
review
cap,
about
most people
something.
don't.
But if you have a terrible experience with something or you don't agree with it, you're much more likely to leave a negative review than you are a positive review. And the thing I've been noticing, people are starting to wake up and smell the BS. Like
I'll
that's
pick somebody. Hey Jonah, I'm sorry. I just see someone say Mia Lord said we picked the wrong people to help spread the message. We picked the people that were willing to stand by us and help us talk about the narrative. We keep saying the same thing, and honestly, a lot of you guys sound like you would just have preferred the Black women to stay silent, and that's very problematic. And you should do some work to figure out why you're saying that. Because I understand that a lot of the people involved, you may see Taverja as problematic. She has said some things that have hurt the BIPOC community. She has also addressed them. I'm not telling you guys how to feel about that. But Black people have their own way to can accept things, okay? But what I am gonna say is, we still needed to be heard. There are Black women in this situation that reached out to a myriad of people, a lot of people, and were shut down. So we went to the people who would help hear us. And honestly, a lot of the narrative of what you guys are confusing Taverja with, on my opinion, is convoluted because of the statements that Sativa publicly made about Taverja shutting down BIPOC women. Taverja has also publicly stated why they have deleted certain comments. Sativa has even admitted to liking comments about people telling Taverja to kill herself and her partner. And Sativa has posted that themselves.
Allie, you can't say that online. Good Lord.
we gotta censor that. We gotta.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know that part on TikTok could be said, but I was just saying what Sativa had said. Like, I'm sorry. I said off. I didn't say,
No, you didn't. But it's okay.
My bad.
But yeah, like ultimately, and I also want you guys to be able to hold a certain level of accountability, at least for yourselves. Because the whole reason that you heard about this is because of Jona and Taverja's involvement more so than what we're saying. You wouldn't have heard about it otherwise. That is the whole reason that this happened. And it's going to take, more inner looking than outward looking as to why certain people talked about it, because we were talking about it before they talked about it.
Let's see. Okay, what other questions? Okay,
It
for the
seems
record,
like
if you're gonna if you want to ask question, ask good faith questions. Ask good
Yeah,
faith
you can ask
questions,
questions.
or yeah, you're gonna get muted. Simple as that. And like even Patrick made a video talking about, if I block you, it doesn't mean I'm silencing anybody. It's like, oh, when Patrick says it, like that makes sense, but when we say that, it's silencing people. Like, come on. We're allowed to have boundaries.
You guys can ask questions.
Jona.
There shouldn't be
What's
anything
up?
wrong with that.
Jonah, side note.
Sign up. Sign up for what?
I like your
Oh,
I like your shirt.
thank you.
I like your shirt.
I never said you silenced me. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about like just the bad actors in the chat. Like it's the same people in the lives over and over and over again, just like trying to be loud and wrong. Like it's always the same people in the chat trying to be loud and wrong.
Honestly,
What
like,
outcome are
if you
looking
have
for
any
in all of
genuine
this?
questions,
What
they
is
can
the
be
point of all
answered.
this? That's a good question. What's the point of all this? The point of all this is to hold Sativa accountable for their abuse of other people, to be honest, because what they're doing is abusive of people's hearts, people's empathy, and it's time to put an end to that cycle. At least let people know what cycle is going on. Because to be honest, it's like I said in my videos. All I really want people to do is watch my videos and then form their own opinion. You don't have to walk away feeling the same way I do.
Do the hosts make room for themselves to potentially be wrong?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yes,
I make room for myself to
absolutely.
potentially wrong. Absolutely. If I was wrong, I would 100% drop the most sincere, wholehearted apology to Sativa. But the problem is that I know that I'm not, and there's a lot of evidence proving otherwise. So, and it's not about me knowing
Honestly,
that I'm not wrong. I know, I trust in what the victims are saying, and I believe all of the evidence that they've presented.
You can follow Diamond posted that, and they will accept.
Yeah, you can follow me. If you read my bio, it says that I'm private because of mass recording. I'll accept you.
Hold on. Why don't you appreciate my? Hold on. Are you are you palm colored? Talking to me like that? I'm sorry. I'm not. You know what? No, level playing field. We're not. I'm not gonna play that card. I'm not gonna play that card. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, Taversha, by the way, I also want to address that comment
genuinely,
too. You said if Taversha just stood there and walked, grown people just need to leave her be. As far as that too, I want people to know I asked Taversha to do that for the algorithm, because we all know how the algorithm works. I wanted Taversha to be in the background of the video, and she needed to be moving for the algorithm. So yeah.
Let's talk about white
Absolutely.
allies, please. Like, can we talk about white allies?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
yes, please give it to me. I'm sorry, I sounded really excited for that, didn't I?
How can anyone form an opinion on half
I'm a
truths?
sit-
How can you form an opinion on lies without evidence?
Honestly, that's the
Okay,
saddest part. You guys
like-
form an opinion on lies without evidence. How could you not form an opinion on half truths?
You know, a liar like that depends on you having so much sympathy that you're not even going to ask for proof for any of these allegations thrown against us. You know, let me talk about this. Hold on. Sativa said that I called her son an AI, and apparently there's some video out there. I didn't know what the heck anybody was talking about until one wonderful person told me the source. Apparently, it was a live that I hosted on the 21st of April. I went through that entire hour-long live. It was a live with me and Diamond hosting a live together. I watched the whole thing, and it's the only live they could have been talking about. Did not once call her son an AI. So where's the proof of that? She talked about my daughter because, oh, back when we were cool, back when we were still okay, like I was like bonding over our children, like oh man, I miss my daughter. Like I was like we were bonding. I wasn't talking about anybody's kids in a negative way. I was talking about my daughter only. But apparently people were so upset about that because now they're claiming that oh, I took attention away from Sativa, and I'm like, I talked about my daughter for like 2 minutes in a 2.5 hour long live that we were hosting together. I'm not allowed to talk about myself. I was so confused. I was so confused at why people were upset about that. But I didn't know what the heck anybody was talking about. Yeah, actually, there's the Messy Nerd. The Messy Nerd on TikTok is also here with us.
Yeah.
Laughing as though you couldn't be wrong. Well, I was laughing because honestly, it's so ridiculous. Basically, what's going on, and people are throwing they're throwing BS on the wall and just running with whatever sticks. And at this point, there's so many bad actors that like are just willing to say things without evidence. Talk about Rai Rai. I would love for you to bring up Rai Rai. Go ahead.
Please, go off.
Please,
I'm sorry.
Please.
Again, I sounded really excited for that one situation. I sounded really excited, but please bring up Rai Rai.
Yeah, about that thing in the live that happened. You not want to talk about it?
Hey, love.
Oh, yes, absolutely.
There is no
About
promise of evidence. The evidence is on my page. The only person that has not presented evidence yet is the other side. All of the evidence is on my page, love, and more evidence will come.
If you're letting them use your platform, shouldn't you stay quiet? Okay, I've actually, you know what? At this point, yeah, I've pretty much said everything that happened, like with me and what I was involved in. So, okay. Do y'all want me to stay quiet from now on and let you two take over?
You're also a victim of sativa, so I don't want you at all to feel like you can't say anything at all. But yeah, we could go in and talk about Rai Rai Alt. Rai Rai Alt is extremely comfortable centering himself on Black issues and going after Black validation and blocking out Black criticism. Literally blocking out Black criticism.
Speak on it. Speak on it.
Because
Speak on it.
when I tried to let him know that he did not have, the specifics on a situation, he was did not educate himself. He did not talk to the rest of the Black women involved and stuff like that. He blocked me on every single account that he could find, and then tried to make a response video afterwards. And also on Patrick Gentia's live, also had the audacity to tell me that I should be careful. I should be more careful before talking on Black issues, as a white gay man talking to a Black woman, which is absurd. And ultimately, this is what I want people to recognize, is the fact that the only reason why, people like Rai Alt feel so sturdy in their position to do what they do, to try to speak on Black issues and block out Black criticism, is because they have somebody to point at, like Taverja. And I'm not here to defend Taverja, but Rai Alt needs to be held accountable on his own, because him pointing at somebody else the entire time, trying to make himself seem like the better ally, the better white savior. I don't know why it's working for the rest of TikTok, but it's a load of crap, to be frank. Do you want to say something, Allie?
Genuinely, if you're one of the, honestly, what you just said right there, hi, again, my name is Ali. I'm the current one speaking. Can you guys hear me clearly?
Yes.
Jona?
I can hear you. Can the chat
Okay,
hear her?
so I wanted to say that, all right, so genuinely what Diamond is talking about is very true. Rai Alt is a supposed white ally that inserted himself in this incomplete conversation, despite being called out by several Black women. First of all, I was one. I went to his comment page when I saw that he posted a video called Siron. You can go to his page and you can listen to that. He basically said that Taverja basically manipulated us, the oppressed people, into fighting more oppressed people, basically deducing and diluting our intelligence of what we were trying to talk about. And when I informed him that he was wrong on that and that he did not speak to all Black women in this party, he basically said he spoke, too bad, so sad. I spoke to the Black women I wanted to. If you're mad about that, you're mad about that. And I said, how can you know what you're talking about on situation if there are 3 Black women involved currently, publicly, which is Sativa, or Black person, Black people involved, Sativa, a Black woman, Diamond, and Pinup Savvy Monroe, publicly, which are 3. And he has only spoken to Sativa and the other Black women who did not even bother talking to us. And again, we told them that they were not getting the full narrative, basically, that they shut us down and dismissed us as tokens, coons, and manipulative pieces, despite our objections, which has led to repeatedly white people coming in comments calling us tokens, coons, hounds, and shit like that as well. And again, I spoke to, even on Patrick's live, if you were there, you would have heard another voice when he asked Diamond how he was silencing Black women. When a Black woman is telling you, by you centering a white woman in a narrative that is trying to amplify the Black voices involved, and without even speaking to the other Black women involved, you are actively silencing them and also making himself a victim of mass reporting at the same time. We all know that Taverja has a big platform. She is a big creator. If you make a video on Taverja, there are going to be a couple of people who are not going to like it. And by you pulling that narrative, you are centering yourself as a victim. And then after Diamond confronted him on that, he basically then pointed the fingers of mass reporting to people to Black women. Mm-hmm. He then went from accusing Taverja to accusing Black women. And when I said again, that is not right. That was not right. Again, he brushed me off. So after that, when he showed his butt on Patrick's live, he made an apology about not focusing this on Taverja, which again was not the narrative to focus it on, and that he should have stuck to Taverja's white supremacy tactics, which I find very funny because silencing other people who are trying to explain something, I want to also preface by saying that Rai doesn't have to agree with me, Diamond, and Pinup Savvy. But the fact that he wouldn't even sit down to have a conversation like you saw Miss Patty come through on the live is very indication, especially when you're being told that the narrative that you're presenting is actively hurting BIPOC women, Black women, which is exactly what it was doing. And that video where he apologized to Diamond for overstepping, right? And he still has Diamond actively blocked on all of her pages. And I made that clear. And I said, you won't even unblock her or even DM her to give her an apology. You're being, why don't you man up, right? And I preface that saying as act with courage, get it together, G up, tell the truth to the person that you're actively harming. And he dismissed me as being sexist and basically said that he's sure that what he's saying will get to Diamond. Does that sound like a person holding themselves accountable, that they won't even speak to the person that they're actively harming?
All right, I want to talk to Kirsten here for a moment. Okay, so you started following me, and we became mutuals, and then your husband Joey Helfish mutualed me as well. I'm gonna say this about that. Are you still in the room? Because I do want to talk to you about the message that I sent to Joey once I saw the video that he had made about me. Okay. It doesn't matter if you think that my place here is right or wrong. I've acknowledged that I shouldn't have been involved in the first place. I was dragged into this against my will at this point. But at this point, what I want to do is help platform these Black women who need help. Joey was reached out to make a song mocking me and making fun of me during a moment of weakness. That was never his place to do that. It was never his place as a white person to do that to a BIPOC, ever, no matter what that person did.
Neurodivergent BIPOC.
A neurodivergent. I am also autistic, just like Joey. I sent him a message saying that I don't care who asked him to do that. That was not his place. Diamond didn't come to me, or Savvy and any other victims didn't come to me and say, hey, make fun of these Black women. No, they said, we need your help platforming our voice. Joey was asked to make a video making fun of me. Our involvement is two completely different things. And this is me being nice. I told him I wasn't going to ask him to take down the video. I just want him to really think about it. That's it.
All right, y'all.
Honestly, yeah. Sorry.
Y'all think that?
Oh, okay. Well, I didn't know if you knew, but yes, he did make a video. Basically, he tried to. When he did it to Chelsea, that was completely different than what he did making a video about me, making a beat about me. That really hurt because we were mutuals for a reason. I had a lot of respect for him, especially as somebody in the autistic community. I'm just here trying to figure out what's going on.
I told that woman.
There's a bunch of videos. There's a bunch of videos on YouTube if you want to go watch that.
Yeah, also on my page. If you come onto my page, all of the videos that I posted are there. Jona's no longer going to be hosting my content for now. I'm gonna have a video coming out tomorrow with more information. Okay, I'll accept you for sure. I'm just since we're on live, I just haven't been able to go through the request. But like I said, I will accept everybody. I'm just, only having to do that because of what it says in my bio about the mass reporting.
There was songs about Lance. That's not. Okay. New rule. White allies shouldn't be bullying or making fun of BIPOC. Like, can we all agree on that? No matter what side you're on, can we all agree on that?
Can I say something?
Yeah, go ahead.
I just want to say to Granny Cole Bundy, honestly, thank you for the support that you're showing in the comments right now. It means a lot because we have been trying to reach out to other members of our community just so people can hear us and show a little support on the situation. And what you're saying right now, it's encouraging, and thank you.
She said it's art, Jonah. Okay. Your art was used by somebody who smeared my name to ridicule me.
Yeah, it's not art to try to
Genuinely.
make fun of an autistic indigenous person. That's not
who
art,
has been nothing but telling the truth, mind you.
especially in the midst of a breakdown. So yeah, I think that about wraps up this live. Do you guys want to add anything?
I guess genuinely, I want to say to people about white allyship, you should be listening to the people. Watch out for people who do not take accountability and take accountability in very weird, descriptive ways where they're still not at fault. Because, like I said, people like Rai Rai exist and will shut down Black women. And some of you may not see the problem of that until you're the person being actively silenced by a big creator that is centering themselves as a victim in a narrative where you're trying to get your voice heard. Also, thank you to the Black women who showed up and gave support, and to Patty who came through and listened to what Diamond had to say. And it was fucking wonderful. I'm sorry. I'm sorry about cursing, guys, but it was just nice. And I'll let Diamond and Jona close up. But thanks for having me. My name is TheMessyNerd. If you want to show support, please follow me. Peace.
Bye. Do better.
Shut up, Jona. Shut up.
That's so petty. All right, bye, babes.
Oh man, I love them so much. Okay, so hope that answered a lot of questions. I realize people are gonna have more questions, but please understand, Diamond posted that is gonna have more videos coming out. I won't be making any videos. I'm not doing any of this. I'm not leading this, organizing this. It's Diamond posted that. So go ahead and follow Diamond posted that. You can make a request and they will go ahead and add you. Supporting that Bob. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest, Christian. I can't get through the whole. It's kind of a mediocre beat, if I'm being completely honest. So I can't get through the whole thing. So that might actually be true. Don't you have more rights to speak about the BIPOC community than Rai Alt? Okay, I have rights to speak about the Indigenous community and things that concern the Indigenous community, and things that concern the autistic community, the trans community, the disabled community. Those things I can speak on, but when I'm wrapping up. I'm just wrapping up. But when it comes to the Black community, what I was asked to do is just to platform these women on my page because they didn't have enough followers. And that's it. That's all I'm going to be doing. And that's going to be on live. I'm not going to be hosting any of your videos. You're going to have to go to Diamond posted that's post. And I'll just say this. I was willing to risk everything to help them. My account already got permanently banned. It came back, but it did get permanently banned. I've gotten multiple CGVs. I've been attacked by people who are known to be chronic liars, like literally just making things up, and people just running with that without evidence. I know for a fact that we're doing the right thing. And I've faced a false accusation before in the past. It ruined my life. It was a case of mistaken identity. I was mistaken for somebody who was part of the, basically when I was working as a medic, I transported somebody to the hospital and I